Hey guys, Mark from Northeast Bastion. How you doing? Well, I did get a few goodies from LandBigFish. They, you know, they have sales like it seems every single week. They had a flash sale, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. So I grabbed a few things that I like to use and some new things I've been starting to use here. And then all of a sudden I get an email they're having another flash sale. So it's like they keep trying to suck me in to grab a few things here and there. But, the flash sales are good if you want to stock up. And this is a good time of the year. There's never a bad time of year to stock up. But I grabbed a few things that are new that I haven't used before. And some of the stuff you guys know that I like to use that I always, whenever I can get it on sale, I'll always grab a bag or two of it just to stock up. So let me show you what I got. I got some stuff from Zoom, missile baits, Kalin's, VMC, and a queen tackle and owner. So I'll show you what I got here. The first thing I grabbed, I've talked about this to you guys many times. You know I love the Kalin's grub, the 5-inch grub, as a chatterbait trailer, as a spinnerbait trailer. And that 5-inch grub is just has great action, looks good, fits perfectly on the chatterbait and the spinnerbaits that I use. And I had one left of this chartreuse pearl, one left. So I said, good time to get a bag, stock up on those because I use them a lot. If you throw it a lot, they get beat up. So always good to have an extra pack. Well, even though I've got one that's I'll probably take the one and throw it in here, but you guys know I love that Kalin's grub. That's a chatterbait, spinnerbait trailer. Also really good, just like on a ball head, swimming it. The old swimming grub. Still a great way to catch fish. So you guys know I like those. I did grab, I love the Roboworm Neds, and whenever I see them on sale, I'll grab a couple packs. And at this point, it's weird. I don't see a lot. I'm worried because I like the bait so much that I hope Roboworm is going to continue making the Ned. I noticed on a lot of the sites, less and less stock. They're on sale. They're on closeout. So I hope it doesn't go away because it is a great Ned bait. But, that's why I always throw a couple bags in here and there just in case so I've got a good supply. And this is a color that these hologram colors I use a little bit, but really all of them catch fish. So I grabbed the hologram shad, and it's a 3-inch Ned bait. If you guys have never seen these before, that's weird. It doesn't seem to want to open. Maybe I have to tear it off. Oh boy, that's weird. I've never seen these packs with the. Maybe they're making the packs different now. I guess we'll have to. It's going to cut off the way from my hanger. Well, let's see if I just cut it just above it. See if that works. Nope. I'm going to have to cut all the way down. I always thought these just popped right open. Maybe they're making their packaging different. Let's see. Let's see if I can get it and show it to you. I can't even get to where it's... Cut a little more. I don't know if they're making their packaging different or I'm just noticing it. I'm going to have to go all the way past the... Ooh, there we go. Finally. I don't remember their packs being that way. But this hologram shad, this is actually a pretty cool one. And every now and then, I'll throw these different colors just to... And I've really never found a Ned worm, the Roboworm Ned, that they don't eat. And this one is really kind of cool. It's really like a, I guess you'd call it more like a clear, if you guys can see that. It's really like a clear body, but it's got the black in there, but then the whole top is clear. It's like I guess you could call it maybe a smoke, but it's got all these different flake in there. It's got, green and, purple and all sorts of different flake there. I don't know how well it comes out on the video, but tons and tons of different flake in there. And then it's like a gray black underneath. So it's really a cool color that I don't think I really take advantage of enough trying them out, showing the fish something different. But that's the hologram shad. I don't remember their packaging being like that, where you got to cut all the way down to the end there. Now I've got Roboworm all over me. Let's see if this one's the same way. And this one is the prism shad. That's the color I like. See how this one opens. Yeah, see, this one opens right up. That's weird. That's a different kind of pack for some reason. But Prism Shad, another cool, like, bait fishy-like color. It's got that purple, that light purple in there, that gray up top. It's kind of a gray-green, the black flake on the top of it, and then that purple underneath. I always like that on there. It's a good color. They're all good. And, you know, if anybody knows out there, I hope that Roboworm is going to continue making the Ned. Maybe they're just, you know, stock is just low this time of year, but I hate to see them go away because it's a good Ned bait. But got the Prism Shad and the Hologram Shad, so I got those two. Throw this in the garbage. It's weird. That's like a different kind of pack. You know, I've got a. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video. One of you guys, subscribers, you mentioned, gee, I wonder if you could get like every possible color of a Zoom trick worm, and I was like, you know, don't mention that to somebody like me who's crazy with, you know, trying different colors. But I did make a complete list of all the colors on LandBigFish, because they seem to be like the big Zoom dealer, and there's actually more colors on there than I thought that I didn't have, which is shocking. And I always like to try new colors. And this is what I'm surprised they never got, because I love the color, and that's that Alabama Craw color. I just think this is like such a cool color. And when I went through all my massive trick worms back there, I couldn't believe I didn't have this color, because I love, you know, brown and orange. I think it's a great color. So when I saw that as one I didn't have, and it's on sale, okay, I'll grab a piece, or grab a pack. So the classic bait, the trick worm, catch a ton of fish. I was just, you know, getting my fall baits and reels ready and everything, putting some new line on a few reels, and I definitely put on I keep calling it the trick worm, the Zoom trick worm. I put it on there. I love it on that slider head, or you could throw it on a shaky head, or put it on that Nico rig too. But this time of year is when I really do start doing well with those worms. So that's the trick worm, the Alabama Craw, and you know, trick worm comes in a 20 pack. I forget what they are. They've gotten more expensive, but with a 20% off, a little more. I guess it's maybe back to its regular price, probably a little less. But 20 pack is good. That's why I love them. You know, 20 baits for $5, whatever. So it's a good deal. I also grabbed. Another bait I've gotten into throwing more is the Z-Craw, and I got this El Diablo color, which I thought looked pretty cool. And you know, I've spoken a lot this year about throwing it on the wobblehead. I'm going to see how the I'm going to just keep, I'm going to keep throwing that wobblehead until I start getting some confidence in it. And I figure in the fall, fish are a little deeper still. Why not get another color that would probably look pretty cool? And when I saw this color on there, I was like, how can, just like that Alabama, how can I not have that color? You know, I love these type of colors. You know, it's almost like a black neon top, the orange underneath, the black on there, the red flake. To me, it's just a perfect, you know, crawfish imitating type color. Great on the wobblehead, flip and pitch it. Maybe use it as a trailer. I probably use the junior size more for a trailer, but I haven't really used this as a trailer, just more flipping and pitching and a wobblehead. Really, those two things I've used it for, but such a cool bait. You know, I love Zoom stuff, so that's the El Diablo Z-Craw from Zoom. If you guys were wondering what that color looked like, there it is. It's really, really cool looking. And I did get a new soft plastic that I haven't used. When I went looking to see if I had any, I didn't, and I was kind of surprised by that too. And that is the quiver, the 6.5-inch quiver worm from Missile Baits. And I got this to throw on the Nico rig. And it's kind of like a thing I've been into lately, and I've been catching fish, so, you know, I've been watching some YouTube videos and looking at some baits that guys like to throw in it, and the quiver worm came up a few times. The tail's a little bent on there. Not that I don't think that would matter at all. We'll get you one with a straight tail. Ooh, definitely smells like a missile bait. Tails, I don't think it really matters, but that is green pumpkin flash. So, you know, that kind of, you know, spear tail worm that's kind of popular with throwing the Nico rig, and I can see this one working really well. Put that Nico setup on there. I don't know if this worm, I did get, well, we'll get to that in a minute, but I think that worm will be great for the Nico rig. So that is the quiver worm. If you guys have used the quiver worm, let me know how you like it. I mean, I could see that being a good worm, just throwing it. I could flip and pitch that 6.5-inch worm. That'd be perfect. I think it's, is it an 8-pack or a 6-pack? It might be 6. Yeah, 6 baits. So they were on sale, so grab the pack. And I also got the watermelon candy red. So 2 colors you know I like that they had in stock. That watermelon candy red. That is really cool. All those different flakes in there. You know, you guys know how much I love that color in all different baits. So 2 new baits for me to throw as my Nico rig fishing, develops here. Okay, that's it for the soft plastics. I did grab, much like the Kalin's Grubs, there's these things that I always throw in my orders, especially when there's sales, and that's the Queen Tackle 1/2-ounce tungsten jig. This exact jig I lost the other day on a rock deep in about 10 foot of water, so I couldn't rescue it. So, I'll just get another one. And, as some of us have mentioned in the chat, you can never have enough jigs, because if you're not throwing it in the worst spot, you're probably not going to get bit. But what they call this color again, I'm drawing a blank. Black Magic. So this is the Black Magic color, that 1/2-ounce jig, Arky style jig, and it's really a black with blue flake. Is what it is. And I'll put some, add my rattles to this before I put it in the jig box. That's something I got to do, is organize my jig boxes. So add my rattle on there, rattle strap, and then I like that crawl hors d'oeuvre. I was actually using the crawl, or I was using this jig for about 2 weeks and doing pretty well now. I've been throwing like the watermelon candies and that for so long. It was like, I haven't really just thrown black with blue flake in a long time. So I tied this guy on, and I used that crawl hors d'oeuvre, the black with I was using the black blue swirl and the black with blue flake, I think. Yeah, those are the 2 ones I was using. Catching a lot of fish on it. They were chomping on it just like they do the green pumpkins and the watermelon candies. But unfortunately, I think it was it was a floating dock, and I think there was a chain that was going out, and I was throwing along, and I thought I had a fish, and then I was like, oh, that's no fish, and then I was trying to get it off and snap. I was like, it will, but got a replacement. So Queen Tackle 1/2-ounce jig, Black Magic, cool color, and I threw in another one, and this is the cat jelly color, which is I would call it like a peanut butter, their version of a peanut butter and jelly. So it's got that pumpkin purple, skirt, green pumpkin head, a little brown in there too. So all the colors I like. This gives me a lot of different skirt or trailer options. If I'm going to use the crawl hors d'oeuvre, that green pumpkin with the grape swirl, probably just thinking of that, I'm like, I might have to put that on next time. But that's the cat jelly color. If you guys were wondering what that skirt looked like, you've got the pumpkin in there, the purple, and then there's a little bit of brown they put in there. So it's really a cool skirt combo. Really, I mean, a lot of people would call that like a peanut butter and jelly, which is kind of like the same thing. So instead of peanut butter and jelly, they call it cat jelly. So I've got 2 of those jigs. And then on the topic of Nico rig fishing, I've been buying these, and the first time just using them, I really do like these crossover rings. They just really make it easy, and that hook just sits perfectly out. Not that I wasn't catching them with just a regular O-ring, but I do think this makes it more efficient and easier. And I didn't have these small sizes, the 4s, so I thought with them on sale, I'll grab the 4s and the green pumpkin, and it's just the black, right? Yeah, green pumpkin and black. I don't know how much the color of those really matters, but I think on Tackle Warehouse they actually list the baits that are good for the small size, the 4. So it's like your straight tail worms, you like your Roboworms. So because that 4, I'll take the green pumpkin out. Maybe I'll rig one up for you. So that 4 you can see is really a small. Let's see if that's too big for. Let's try it. That should. Well, that might fit on there. Let's find out. Here's that tool, that handy tool that I got. I don't know. Oops. Let's see if I do it this way. If I put the worm in it, I gotta kind of mess around with this thing a little bit. What if I put the worm in there first? If I could, probably won't close enough to get that O-ring on there. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Nah. Gotta start with it. This has to go on first. I'm still getting the hang of using this thing. And then this worm might be a little thick for it. Maybe a thinner worm. I'm gonna try a Roboworm. I think I've got him right here. Oh, let's see. I thought I had him right here. Yeah. Put those back up when I'm done. All right. Let's see. This is a 4.5-inch Roboworm. We'll go with, since that's green pumpkin, not that it matters, we'll go with the Pumpkin Punisher color. And this is the 4.5-inch straight tail worm. I think on the Tupperware it said straight tail worms. Yeah, so this guy's nice and thin. I think this will definitely work. I think that, not that you couldn't maybe get it through. Oh yeah, it definitely works better. So now I got that on there. I'm just gonna see if I can get it down. I might need it a little further on the. I might need it a little further on the worm. I don't know if that's gonna work. Got it all the way at the end. Let's see if I can get it to go down. I know these worms are soft, but I don't know if they're that soft. I don't want to tear the worm. Kind of ruins the demonstration. Oh, I got it. Couldn't get a handle on it. All right. Yeah, so this size 4, if you guys are into this Nico rig fishing and you want to try these, they fit really good on like this. And this would be a nice finessey. Let's see. And the last thing I did get, I got some of these owner sniper finesse hooks to throw on the Nico rigs. I got the 1/0 and the size 1. We'll use that on here to rig this up right now. I'm going to use that size 1. I've been using a lot of the size 1s. I think they seem to be working pretty good. I don't want too big a hook. It's almost like a drop shot hook. So what's nice with the crossover ring, if you guys haven't seen it, it's got that little tab there. So now I can go right. You want to go from the, oops, go the wrong way. So this is that's going to be down on the bottom. So I want to go this way because I want the hook away from where the weight's going to be. Just put that right through, and you can see how that always sits perfect on there. It's always going to be facing out. Your line's going to be tied right here. You'll have your little weight at the end, and you know, that's going to have some good action. So if you really want to go finessey, those Roboworms, you know, I just use these for drop shotting, but here's another good way to use them on the Nico rig. So let me try that. You know, next time it's really tough out, I want to go really finessey. You know, and these little worms, a small weight, you don't need a heavy weight. 1/16 of an ounce. Whatever the smallest Nico weight you've got is. I just pop that along the bottom. That'll definitely get bit. So that, guys, is what I got. I'm going to try to resist this most recent sale. they always suck me in, and I'm like, oh, I could get some more of those. I get some more trick worms so I can get every single color known to man. But that's it. So just to kind of put everything together for the end there, got a little confusing with me rigging that up. I did get 2 of the crossover ring boxes. I didn't drop any out, did I? The size 4. So this is the small size. So if you're going to use a small worm like this Roboworm, anything that's really a thin worm, this size 4 will work nicely. And I did get the Silky Gray Owner Sniper Finesse hooks for Nico rig fishing. So going to make a pretty good drop shot weight too, or hook too. Here's what this size 1 looks like out of the package. Okay, couldn't see it that well. I think it's an 8-pack. I don't really, oh, 9-pack. It's even better. So it's nice when they're on sale. So I got that and the 1/0, a little bit bigger. And that is an 8-pack. So in the size 1, you get 9. 1/0, you get 8. So these and these will go together. Here it is rigged on a Roboworm without the weight, but you get the idea. I'm still gaining my confidence in the Nico rig thing. But just to kind of wrap everything up, remember I got the Alabama Craw Zoom trick worm, really cool color, pumpkin orange, I love it. The Cat Jelly 1/2 ounce Queen Tackle tungsten jig, Black Magic Queen Tackle tungsten 1/2 ounce jig. You never have enough jigs. A couple of the 6.5 inch quiver worm from Missile Baits, also to use when I'm throwing a Nico rig. I will not be using that size 4 on these. I mean, you could probably make it work, but you don't need, that's why they have the other sizes. Use the 5 or the 6, they fit on there perfectly. Also from Zoom, the Z-Craw in the El Diablo color, very, very cool. The good old Roboworm Ned worm, you know I love it. That's the hologram shad, and that's the prism shad. 2 really cool colors, and can never go wrong with a bag of Kalin's 5-inch grubs for my trailers. So I was on my last legs on the chartreuse and the pearl chartreuse, so I grabbed a pack of that. So that's it, guys. That is what I got from LandBigFish, their most recent sale. This stuff came in the mail, and then I got an email. They're having another flash sale that's going till, I don't know, next week. So I'm trying to stay off the site for a minute and organize what I do have. But I'll start looking at those, you know, different kind of Nico rig worms and go, eh, why not? 20% off, what the heck? But if you guys, you know, if you didn't get an email, if you're, what I would, you know, if you have an account, the reason I'm, you know, who knows, they may send it to me because they know that I love to order, but if you have an account with LandBigFish, I'm sure you probably get the same emails that I get that, oh, flash sale, flash sale, flash sale, and they're like, you know, kind of like if you're a member, like the Tackle Warehouse had the one, if you're, you know, a member of the, you know, you have an account with the site, they send you the 15% off sale thing. So, you know, even if you don't order a lot from them, as long as you have an account, you should get them so you know when the sales are there and you can grab a few things that to stock up and save some cash. But that's it, guys. That's the order from LandBigFish. As I said, there's another sale going on now, which I will try to resist. I was just looking at, I just watched the Hookup Tackle did their video. Every Sunday they do a video with the new products and things on sale and blah, blah, blah. And they have a new Respect series from Megabass, which I almost, it was a pretty nice color, but I was like, oh, gosh, I try to resist. But we'll see. It is a pretty cool jerkbait color, and that 110 and 110 plus 1 would look good with all my other 500, you know, Megabass jerkbaits. But that's it. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like the video. Please share it. Any questions on any of these baits, let me know. I got to put some rattles on these guys and get them ready to go fishing. The plan this week is I was planning to go to Vermont last week. There's a lake in Vermont near me that I haven't fished that I want to try out. I can take the skeeter out, run it around a little bit. And then for the first time in like 2 months, we actually had a lot of rain. So we had like 3 days of rain. Thursday, it really poured. So I was like, I'm not going to, I want to go to, if I go to the new lake, I want to be able to enjoy it all day and not get poured on. So I don't know if I'm going to get there Tuesday. My plan is probably to fish local with the small boat on Tuesday, and then I'll go to get the, that'll give me a day or two to, I gotta, everything is in the little boat. I have nothing in the big boat right now. So pull it out, clean it out a little bit, and, load it up with tackle and head up to Vermont. So Thursday right now, tentatively, is the plan for that. We'll see what comes up. If nothing comes up, I should be able to do that. And hopefully have some on-the-water stuff, some fall fishing, even though it's been like 80 degrees and sunny every day since the rain left. And looking at the long range, it's all like 70s and sunny. I don't see any rain, which, we needed the rain bad. Even though we had 3 days of rain, we needed like 6 or 7. It did help. The rivers are moving a little bit. The ground definitely needed it. It was very dry. But we still could use some more because we went like 2 months with very little. So we're kind of like, we're not like terrible drought situation here in southern New Hampshire, but we are in, a moderate, I guess I would classify it as a drought situation because it's been very dry for the last few months. So hopefully there'll be more rain, as fall approaches here. Not on days I want to go fishing though, when it gets cold out, but that's it. So thanks for watching, guys. Any questions on any of these baits, let me know. If you've used any of these, if you've used these quiver worms, let me know how you like them for Nico rigging or just whatever, however you like to rig them. And that's it. So please like the video, please share it. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and I will see you guys soon on YouTube. Mark out.